I've never bought a vacuum that said 99.9% guaranteed to vacuum up ectoplasm or any of that stuff. Hello and welcome back to Randomly Generated Conversations. Today I have with me my brother, Galen, and we have Bastion, but he'll be a little more silent today than usual. All right, so today's topics, the first topic is, if you could turn into any Halloween monster for a night, which would you choose and why?
I think it would be fun to be a werewolf.
Okay.
You know, having the strength of the wolf and stuff, just being able to. But I would want to keep my sanity at the same time, so I didn't go berserk.
But, I mean, it's nice because it's only one night. Mm-hmm. It's not like you have to worry about every full moon turning into a werewolf, so you could get to experience it and not have to live with the curse.
True.
Right? I was thinking along the opposite of that with, like, vampire. But I'm not sure that I actually would want to. I hate the taste of blood. I mean, I drink it so regularly, right? No. But that irony taste, no, I don't think vampire. I mean, being able to fly around, turn into a bat or whatever could be great. But Halloween monsters. Zombie, no. I mean, I have eaten brains before on tacos, right?
The farthest I've gone is the taco de lengua.
Okay.
Tongue, not
the tongue tacos. I prefer brain tacos to tongue tacos. So when I've had brains prepared, it was more like, kind of like a thin, less greasy chorizo. So you know how, yes, you could have chorizo cooked more like a sausage style, but then you get the ground chorizo. Mm-hmm. And to me, brains were a lot more like that, so I didn't mind them as much.
Okay.
Or you have tacos de cabeza, where it's just all the different head parts. Those are also delicious. So, let's go with a ghost.
Okay.
Right? I would be able to be a ghost for one night, go through walls, scare a few people,
learn combinations to safes.
Right? And then I could turn back into a human. So I think that's what I would go with. More for the practicality of it. Right? I'm not sure how practical being a ghost is, but what are some other Halloween monsters?
Well, you have the ones based on the popular movies. You have like Freddy, Jason.
Okay.
All those.
I wasn't even thinking those.
You have the Mummy.
Okay.
You have the Swamp Thing.
That's true. Mummy, Swamp Thing.
Yeah, you mentioned zombies.
My kids already have a mummy, so I wouldn't choose that. Okay, sorry.
There's the clowns, which...
Okay.
That's a whole different...
I've already been called a clown many times in my life, so... and creepy, so I guess if you combine those together, I already have the creepy clown part down.
There's the cute monsters, like Stitch, or like...
But that's not really... I wouldn't consider those Halloween monsters.
Okay.
I mean, like Jack the Pumpkin King, and Sally, and stuff like that. If we missed any monsters, let us know. Start listing all the monsters that we're
not trying to be monster discriminatory.
Right, we want to be inclusive to all monsters.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. What's the creepiest thing that's ever happened to you? I'll start with that one.
Okay.
One thing I remember very clear from my senior year in high school was driving with a friend, and we were driving at night. It was dark, but not too dark. And we're coming down a road that we've driven down many times. But we went through this section of road where everything just went extremely dark at that point, and then we came out, and we have no idea what happened in that section of road that we went through. So for a while, we're like, okay, do we go through like a dimensional portal, a time warp, or whatever? I mean, are we going to go home and our parents are now a lot older or younger or something? We walk into the house and they don't even live there anymore. It definitely led to a lot of speculation as to what would have caused it, because there were street lights, and it wasn't like the street lights went out. We just went through this portion of road where everything went dark, and it was almost like teleporting from one to the other, because we don't remember anything that happened when we went through that portion. So, I mean, if there's any, paranormal people out there that have studied this, whether it wouldn't be a black hole, but whatever it is,
Twilight Zone,
Twilight Zone-ish, that can explain it to me, please do, because I still think about it however many years afterwards. I have no idea what happened there. I mean, I've been driving many times. I see shadows here and there that creep me out, and yeah, there's a lot of creepy things, but that not knowing what happened for even just seconds is the creepiest thing for me.
I could definitely see that. The creepiest thing that happened to me was actually real life. It wasn't supernatural.
Okay.
On a scout camp up in Montana, we had a mountain lion go right through the middle of our camp in the middle of night.
Oh, wow.
And it screamed.
Okay.
That scream that the mountain lions did.
Uh-huh. That could be just a tad creepy, I guess.
Yeah. But I've had enough experiences to... I wouldn't say necessarily believe in ghosts, but I believe that there are forces out there.
Yeah, whether it's something from our mind or something actually there, I think everyone's had an experience where they've seen or felt something. I all the time will be just sitting there, and I'll turn around because I feel somebody push my back shoulder.
Or you're alone in a building and someone calls your name.
Oh, yeah. What? So creepy, okay? Let's have another creepy experience. If you can't catch on the theme, this is somewhat of a Halloween episode since we're coming close to Halloween. I was working in a warehouse. So I was a supervisor of a warehouse for a period of time, and it was my job after everybody left to wait for the trucks to come. And there was one night that our regular driver had quit, so they had to find a new driver to come pick up the stuff. So I was there till about 11 o'clock at night. And our side story to that was the night that my wife had gone to the hospital that day and found out that she was pregnant with our first son. And so she was waiting for me to get home from work to tell me that she was pregnant. And it happened to be the longest night that I had worked there. But push that aside. Being in a warehouse or any type of cement building after hours, even in schools, even in churches, no matter where, you hear all the hustle and bustle from the day. I believe the explanation I've heard is that sound is a vibration, and cement actually holds vibration. So when everything's gone, you still have that vibration still lingering a bit. But I would hear the hand trucks going by, I'd hear the beeping of the forklift, I'd hear chatter. And so I'm walking around that warehouse making sure that nobody else is there. And I feel like, Luigi from Luigi's Mansion, like, terrified.
Trying to figure
out, right? Where's the vacuum? Terrified that any second somebody's going to jump out and scare me, right? Yeah, I've been doing janitorial at night or where I've heard things. But it's interesting how I think it's a combination, right? It's the building, but it's also our mind. Because our mind has been processing these sounds for 8, 9, 10 hours throughout the day. And so it just kind of keeps filling in any silence with that sound. It's kind of like how we'll do that visually. we blink, but we don't notice that it fills in the image. I've heard that you can never watch the same movie twice. Exactly the same, because you're going to blink at different spots. And so you're actually seeing the video or the movie different every time. But your mind has filled in these blank spots with images. Okay. And so I assume it's kind of the same with our audio. It starts going silent and it thinks, wait, it shouldn't be quiet. We still need to have noise that it keeps filling that in.
I think that's why the sensory deprivation rooms, if you ever go inside those, you can't stay in them very long.
Mm-hmm.
Or you'll go crazy.
Yeah, you start filling that silence with voices, whether it's yours or colleagues, you're recalling conversations and you start hearing them or whatever. I sometimes do that when I'm alone by myself at night. I'll start talking to myself just to avoid any other filler of the silent sounds that may come in. And hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing good, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So the final topic is, if you had to spend a night in a haunted house to win $1 million, would you? And if you would, how would you go about doing it?
I guess it depends on the level of how haunted the house is.
Okay, there's no description here, so let's say... I'm trying to think of any... I don't even know any of the popular haunted... Not haunted houses in like spook alleys.
Right.
But I don't know any of the popular haunted locations to be able to compare it to anything.
Well, like the Winchester house is supposed to be extremely haunted.
Okay.
You have the Waverly Asylum, which is on the East Coast, that was a tuberculosis clinic, and thousands of people died there.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about the asylums. This is house. I think my answer would completely change if it was one of those asylums.
Yeah, I think I definitely would want to try it. Whether I would make the whole night is a whole different story.
Okay.
But I would make sure that I brought things to distract myself as well.
Okay. Again, you don't want that. You don't want to add the filler sounds to the already haunted sounds.
Yeah. But I have to agree, a place like, one of those old asylums that is supposedly one of the most haunted places in the United States.
Right.
I probably would not.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that. Haunted house, definitely. As for going about it, I mean, a vacuum is necessary. I really don't think you could vacuum up ghosts. Right? I've never bought a vacuum that said 99.9% guaranteed to vacuum up ectoplasm or any of that stuff. But have some type of, again, do some research. Is it haunted by ghosts? Is it haunted by specters, poltergeists,
demons?
What am I going against here? Okay. Can they physically touch me? Can they not? Have people just been hearing noises? Or have they actually been getting hurt? And go in accordingly. Right? Okay. If it's a ghost I know can't touch me, then yeah, keep plenty of distractions from it. If it's something like a poltergeist that could possess objects or something, then I might be a little more concerned. Okay, why do they need a sword rack up on the wall? Was they have a poltergeist here? Why hasn't that been removed? Maybe take some fencing lessons just in case. I don't know. But definitely prepare myself with knowledge first, and then go in and be like, okay, maybe take it an hour at a time. Make sure my phone has speed dial to all the emergency numbers I need to connect to.
Batteries.
Make sure my phone is charged. Bring a flashlight and forget the batteries. No, I'm bringing like 10 or 20 extra batteries to that flashlight just in case I need it. And a headlight and multiple flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure that I'm not going to be caught there in the dark. What are some other ways that, or other things that you would bring with you?
I would like to bring a friend.
Okay.
But, you know...
This doesn't say alone, but we're going to pretend it says alone.
But, you know, also, I know it might sound, you know, trite or, you know, Hollywood-esque, but bring religious item. You know,
okay.
Bring some religious items with you, whether it's Bible, whether it's whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in any scary movie, that's what you see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would say paranormal equipment, but I'm not sure how well that works. I've never actually tested it. Right. Maybe we can do an episode where we test paranormal equipment while going into a haunted house. No, maybe not.
That would be something to send Bastion and Caleb off on.
Right. You guys go take care of that by yourself. Yeah, I think being prepared. I mean, $1 million isn't... I mean, it's a lot for me. And it isn't a ton for other people. But getting the offer to be able to do that is the experience of a lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You can blow through money as fast as you want once you got it. But it's being able to take that challenge and be like, hey, I stayed a night, survived a night, cried through the whole night in a haunted house.
And there are some, like the Lizzie Borden house, that you can actually book a night and stay a night.
Okay.
You know, there are a few, you know, across the U.S. where you can book nights purposefully without someone paying. You're actually paying to do it.
Okay. Yeah, not getting paid for it. You're paying to actually stay in a haunted house. Okay. I would bring definitely a list of randomly generated questions. So if the ghosts feel a bit chatty, you know, pull the microphone out and be like, hey, let's start a podcast session here. Hey, granted, video probably wouldn't work because I don't think I'd capture them on video. Are there any ghosts that show up on video? You know, ghosts don't. Specters might show by just like shadow or whatever. Poltergeist maybe if they're possessing an object, but
that's a matter of debate as to whether, you know, because there's people who claim to have taken pictures of ghosts, and some of those pictures look very convincing.
Right.
So honestly, I don't know. Okay. You know, I've heard both ways. I've heard that they're doctored photos, but I've heard that they're not. So it'd be worth a try.
Yeah. Hey, pose for a minute. I'm doing this for science. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was nice to have my brother here with me. Sorry we didn't get much input from Bastion over here. And join us next time. Galen will be joining me in the weekly, in the midweek YouTube exclusive. So look forward to that. Bye.